I love pigs. Always have. Be it their cuteness, badassness, silliness, and even tastiness. Hey, don't judge me, bacon's good. Pigs always amazed me. Oh, you doubt me? Have a look. This is just what I have now. There is. We have this. For some reason, I used to name my pigs. So this is Pedro. It's blurred, but it's Pedro. Even though, we have this regular one. We have this one, which was use it to clean your hands. But I just played with it. There's this one, which is furry. I don't know. There is this Minecraft pig. Let me see if I can do it. You kind of stuff it inside out, and it becomes a pork chop. And I don't know how good this is. Pain in the ass to do it, but yeah. And I think it's also supposed to be a pillow. I think, but okay. There is this Toy Story pig. I forgot the name, but it's not the actual pig. It's his spaceship. I don't know. It opens up. Nice. There is this warthog that I really like because it's a bit different from the others. For some reason, stupid me as a kid, I ripped out the tusks in the middle that were larger. I don't know why. There's this one, which is a piggy bank, and here there used to be a lid that was the pig's nose, so you could easily take out the money without having to break it, which was really nice. And then there are these two, which are the same. I don't know if they have names. This one has, but I can't read, and this one hasn't. But well, they are those pigs that you press and make noise. This one doesn't, but this one. So yeah, that's my modern collection of pigs. Also, I don't know if I can find some photos of it, but I used to have 3 piggy banks that had no money on them. I just had them because they were pigs. Man, it was a weird kid. So as you can see, pigs are my favorite animal by a landslide. I didn't even think twice about including them in the Humanum. But you see, I did some research and realized something. Prehistoric suid variation is as vast as an ocean and as well represented as a sink is deep. Have you ever heard of a cenothere, a dolichorid? What about a tetraconodontid? Not even most paleo nerds know about these, and paleo nerds know the most obscure stuff. The more recent members from the subfamily Suinae are better understood, but the others are left in the shadows. But this wasn't gonna stop me from filling the Humanum with suids. Not at all. The omnivorous diet of suids makes them highly adaptable and well suited to the warm environments that dominate the Humanum. Those obscure clades all died either in the Miocene or Pliocene, presumably due to climatic changes from warm to cold. In the Humanum, where the context is hot and humid, the extinct and living clades have representatives. Some of these are even present in our past. Oh, also, for the longest time I pronounced this word, which there is in lots of scientific names for pigs, like Kyrus, like Dinokyrus. But since this pronunciation means hand, not pig, I looked for the right way to say it, and I chose chorus, not Kyrus, because that just sounds goofy. One of the few suids with relative notoriety is Cubanochorus, because of its large horn and well-preserved specimens. It was a Listriodont, a group of suids very successful in Eurasia and Africa during the Miocene, characterized by their teeth adapted to grind vegetation, and are thus some of the more herbivorous pigs. Today, Lystriodonts are the most abundant suid group in the Humanum. Humanochorus lives on today in two species. One gets up to half a ton in mass, but the other is much smaller but still weighs a respectable 200 kilograms. These are primarily browsers but supplement their diet by grazing and feeding on underground food sources. Their large horns are used by males to settle disputes and are more brightly colored to seem attractive to females. They also have been seen using these weapons against predators, but being blunt means it isn't particularly effective. Humanochorus, called horned boars, live solitary lives up until the mating season, where the male will stay up with the female until the piglet's first year, then they depart. A close relative of the horned boar is also the largest suid of all time, the Goliath hog. This species of Megalochorus is actually much more ecologically similar to proboscideans and rhinos, as large herbivorous animals weighing up to 4 tons in mass. The Goliath hog is the most herbivorous species of swine and only eats insects on occasion. Besides this, they are bulk feeders, eating every sort of plant matter available. Eating only plants does not mean they are defenseless, and it has been recorded many times cases of predators and hunters dying in a single formidable chomp. Goliath hogs live near water sources within dense forests due to higher floral productivity and to cool off like the water buffalo of Earth. These animals live in groups of around 5 adults led by a large male. Male calves stay up until a year, but are then chased off by the large male. Another Lystriodont, although much smaller, is the crowned hog, weighing around 100 kilograms. This species is known for their well-developed warts in males, used in courtship to attract females. This species lives in the northern region of the continent, but can be found in the wet southern regions. The crowned hog is primarily a grazer, but also will eat other plants, carrion, and insects. Other suids that we shared in the past were the peccaries, or the suids. Although we still have these animals today, none of the modern species are present. Instead, these older genera, like Mylohaius and Platygonus, that live on, although other genera derive from these animals. The baboon peccary is a species of Mylohaius found in the Guaro Plains. Their name comes from the similarities to baboons and mandrills in appearance. Baboon peccaries have bright colors to the front and back of the animal. These are more saturated in males and demonstrate social status according to color brightness. They primarily graze along with eating roots, insects, and carrion. Baboon peccaries live in simple clans of around 15 members, composed of a dominant male, his females, as well as their young. Subordinate males are chased off rather quickly. Another species of Mylohaius is the marsh peccary. Their bodies are mostly hairless, but have very elastic and thick skin, as well as great amounts of cartilage spread evenly throughout their bellies. This protects them from parasites like leeches, but also from predation. They are more actively carnivorous than the other suids, eating crustaceans, mollusks, and beached fish, but still indulge in plenty of vegetation like reeds. This species lives in sex-segregated groups of around 5 individuals. In the mating season, these groups come together but quickly separate after the reproductive cycle. The smallest peccary in the Humanum are the pygmy peccaries. They live in about every habitat where there are worms, leaves, seeds, and eggs. There are 5 distinct genera and as many as 15 species. They do compete with cerolots and other small suids, but the omnivorous diet of pygmy peccaries means they avoid competition from the more strict herbivores, and there seems to be niche partitioning with the other suids, as it is very common to observe pygmy peccaries with other small suids. Platygonus, or the snub-nosed peccary, is an abundant mixed feeder in any habitat. In fact, this is the suid with the largest natural distribution. Most weigh shy of 100 kilograms, but their larger cousin, the giant snub-nosed peccary, can get up to a ton in their largest males. These animals are famous for being prolific eaters of large insects, particularly ants and termites. They aren't myrmecophagous per se, but gladly consume these bugs. For this reason, some farmers have a common snub-nosed peccary with them to end with a local ant or termite problem. Platygonus and its derived relative Myrmecolochorus live in small bands of around 15 and 17 animals respectively. A male leads the troop, although brothers will sometimes share a harem. A weird outlier is the desert bow peccary. It is not closely related to the other genera discussed and is instead descended from older Miocene animals. Desert bow peccaries are heavily adapted to the desert region near the Ongamoka forest. It can go long periods of time without water, and it also has a fatty hump, but it is further down the back than on a camel. The species has extremely developed cheekbones, larger on males. They are also orange on males, and in both sexes, it collects trace amounts of water that the desert bowhog licks to hydrate. One of the most abundant pig lineages in the Humanum are the prickle pigs, most weighing 50 kilograms. They are part of Hyothyrinae, a relatively basal clade that had less pronounced traits in other suids, like the well-developed tusks and shorter legs. The prickle pigs have quills lining down their backs like those of porcupines, protecting them from predation. Because of this, they can live up to 20 years in the wild, unusual for something of their size. These animals are adept nest raiders, with dinosaur eggs comprising as much as 50% of their diet. They are solitary animals and only come together to mate. They also have the biggest litters of any suid, with mothers having an average of 20 squeakers. One of the most obscure groups within Suina are the Dolichochorids, the so-called Old World peccaries. In the Humanum, this family is represented by the runner hogs, named after their speed. Most species can achieve bursts of 60 km per hour for short periods, but can keep a steady jog of 30. Runner hogs are also very agile animals, being able to jump 3 meters in the air. They have a varied omnivorous diet, although each species tends to favor browsing, grazing, or other food sources. They are the only monogamous suid, with the pair digging a permanent burrow where their young are raised and then settle not far from their original home. In the northernmost chalk forest, a group of suids absolutely dominate. These are the tetraconodontids. They are close relatives of the modern pigs of Earth, but differ in their dental structure. Tetraconodonts have molars adapted to crush very tough foods, like nuts and even bone. The weasel hogs are a cosmopolitan clade of tetraconodontids present in every corner of the Humanum. They are small suids and eat nuts, barks, leaves, fruits, and great amounts of animal material. In fact, they are one of the most carnivorous swines alive, though these are from scavenging and not hunting. A subset of weasel hogs are the mongoose hogs, named for their habit of eating venomous snakes. Suids already have thick skin and cartilage that protects them from snake bites, but the mongoose hog can also alter its bloodstream and redirect the venom. But the reality is that they are far more generalized and just have a favorable advantage against venomous animals. A large cousin of the weasel hogs is the mustached bear boar. It is the second largest suid in the Humanum, weighing 2 to 3 tons. They are also the only pig species known to hibernate. To acquire the calories necessary, they scavenge a lot, using their bone-cracking molars to reach the fatty bone marrow, as well as any other hidden pieces of meat. Many species of suid are hated by many peoples because of their foraging for calorie-dense foods that leads them to farms. The mustached bear boar is notorious for this, and is feared by the rodents that live towards the north. The modern subfamily Suinae is not as successful as on Earth due to competition from other clades, but still has great variety. One of these is the great tusked boar. This species of Celebuchorus gets to 500 kilograms and cohabitates with many other species. These animals tend to graze instead of browse, but still indulge in leaves and fruits. This has been said to be the reason why they and Cubanochorus share territories with great abundance, as their diets only intersect on rare occasions. In fact, they have been seen walking about together numerous times in places like large rotting logs that are filled with grubs. It is thought that the passive and even active protection that individuals provide is good enough that there is some competition in food sources. Or the great abundance of food means it is best to tolerate each other rather than risk a fight. The genus Porcula only contains a single species on Earth, the pygmy hog. However, in the Humanum, this genus is comparable to the sus genus on Earth, both in distribution, variety, and even size. Many are the size of Earth's pygmy hog, but some get to the size of wild boar. This species' similarity with the wild boar on Earth is seen in another aspect: domestication. These domestic pigs are analogous and, excluding in smaller average size, are virtually identical to domestic pigs of Earth. In the situation that these domesticates escape from villages or cities, feral hogs have seen a good amount of success in some areas, despite greater competition and predation. The modern genus Sus has representatives in the Humanum, but they are less widespread because of other suid competition. Still, they have large members like the sword-tusk hog that weigh up to 300 kilograms, known for their large tusks in males. On Earth, the babirusa is a poorly understood animal, with no remains present in the fossil record. The same is therefore relative in the Humanum, the sift-nosed pig. This species is a specialist on underground foods like roots, worms, and even small vertebrates, using their frilled noses to easily sift through dirt. They are hairier than the babirusa, thought to be an ancestral trait from older suids. There are two species of suid that are less relics of their clades. The chamalon is endemic to the Scraper mountain range and is unlike any other pig in the Humanum or Earth. They have proportionally longer legs like those of mountain goats, and even stranger, they are predatory, having sharp fangs that they use to thrash small animals like rodents. Although it may seem unusual, it is the last Cenothere alive. They were a clade of suids present on Earth that had the longer legs and carnivorous diet of the chamalon. They are represented by scrappy remains on Earth, but in the Humanum, they were successful predators comparable to entelodonts. Entelodonts are also thought to be the reason why only the Shyamalan lives today. As previously said, Shyamalan are very carnivorous, with only sparse shrubs and berries being regularly consumed. They are rare in their range and are skittish, so not much is known of their behavior. The other relic is the trunco. This forest suid is notable for their modified noses that have great mobility and grabbing power, but not much else. Very little is known about them in large part to their dense forest habitat. It is thought that the trunco is from an endemic clade of the Humanum, but some just think it is a Lystrodont. Fossil relatives are only known from fragmentary cranial elements, and so conclusions are hard to make. Truncos are strictly browsers and use their trunks to pick leaves and fruit from higher branches. Most peoples of the Humanum have a tenuous relationship with the suids. The smaller species like pygmy peccaries, pygmy hogs, and weasel hogs are tolerated if not appreciated because some eat pests. But most large species like feral hogs, horned boars, and great tusked boars are feared because one can easily kill a person, but also ravage farms. However, it is undoubtable that these play a key role in their societies, mainly as food, but in another way that we'll see in the next episode. Also, I don't even believe I'm saying this, but I have fan art now, made by my friends, Scale Creator and Connor the Wolf Boy. Connor did me a mustached bear boar just for this video, and oh man, it looks incredible. I almost don't even believe it's real. And Scale Creator did me two of my dinosaurs, a great one-horned craster and a false troll. Both of these are amazing. I'm shocked that these are even real. I absolutely love them. Connor has a YouTube channel. I'll put the link to his channel in the description. And both of them have Instagram. So what are you doing? Go follow them now!